Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we're going to be watching a couple of videos about how the women of today are making money online, how they are selling themselves for attention, and how they are causing the decline of the dating market, with many men walking away, with many men not happy at playing the current game that they find themselves in. And we'll be also be looking at the Dubai controversy, the porta potties, Dubai toilets, Dubai chocolate. Okay, Dubai chocolate is code word for shitting in your mouth. That is right. We are not here. We are not afraid to be demonetized. We will be swearing a lot today. Um, why is this important? Because the global dating market is in crisis, because the global demographic of men have given up on dating, and one of the big reasons is because of the imbalance of power that online platforms such as Instagram and dating platforms such as sugardaddy.com have given women, that they are now able to charge. They are advertising themselves, they are marketing themselves, they are making themselves available for sugar daddies to extract money online, whether it is through donations via OnlyFans, or whether they are selling themselves for sexual favors. Let's jump straight into this video.
If you're already a member of the neighborhood, this one is gonna be nasty, girl, nasty. Oh, don't be eating during this one. When I say wealthy men in Dubai,
Yeah, so if you are eating, if you are currently snacking away, please put away any food. Please do not be consuming anything edible, because you might be throwing up because of the disgusting nature of this topic.
I mean the wealthy businessmen, royal elite, politicians. These are men you would never assume would be into this type of play. Many of them are billionaires. They got that oil and resource money. They have access to private jets, security, a discreet way to get what they need. They also have yachts to make the girls.
And it is important to understand this. This is the same playbook that Jeffrey Epstein was playing from. He was leveraging his wealth. He was leveraging his connections and his toys, in essence, his private island, his yachts, in order to traffic women across the world for money. He was obviously doing it with minors, but a lot of the time, a lot of people are exerting their influence with money over even of-age women.
Have a good time. Because of their power and their protection, it's very easy for them to cover up their illegal activity, especially the degrading behavior when it's done behind closed doors. Because no matter what, it seems like this is a country that if they can't see it, they ain't gonna speak about it. Some of the royal and rich men that we're discussing are known to throw these big parties. These are secret parties where they invite influencers from all over the world, and in exchange, these people join for money or bags or just the exclusive opportunity to be around people who seem prestigious. And of course, this is a free trip to Dubai. Always all expenses paid. Now, what they say.
Yeah, and that is what the reality of a lot of these online people are doing, is they are flaunting a lifestyle. They are showing off their lifestyle, and Instagram is the perfect place to do it. We are not here to judge anyone. We are not here to hate on anyone. We are just saying how the world works, how the current state of the world works, and why we currently find ourselves in this predicament. Here on Royal Instinct, we are all about building our kingdoms. We are here about not playing the game. We are establishing new rules. We are playing our own game. We are the creators of economies. We are the creators of wealth. We are the creators of nations. And I encourage you to, here at Raw Instinct, to become a subject matter expert. Find something that you're interested in. Find something that you are passionate about. Okay. And once you find something that you're passionate about, it is easy for you to become a subject matter expert in that field, because you can easily outwork everybody else, or your competition around you. And once you outwork your competition, it will be natural that you are seen as a point of authority. And when you are seen as a point of authority, it is only natural that you become a king, and then you are able to build a kingdom. And then you can get all the models, all the good looking women. Your dating life will be easier than you are currently playing.
Is they have these private brokers who they disguise as assistants.
Are you looking for a rich Arab husband? I got you, Habibti.
These assistants go out, seek the women who are obviously selling it online via Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever. They slide in their inbox and they're like, hey, do you want to come and party with the prince? Do you want to come and party with royalty? Do you want to come to a party where you ain't got to spend no money, baby? And you know another one they use?
And don't be fooled. You would probably, as a man, would like to go to one of these parties because you know that that's where all the bitches are at, right? So don't pretend like you're on some high horse that you wouldn't go either, right? Like you would love to be at one of these parties, surrounded by Russian models, surrounded by Ukrainian models. The hottest women in the world are located there in the places where money congregates, places like Monaco, places like Miami, places like Dubai. That is where all the good looking women go, that is where all the models go, and that is where you want to be at as well. However, here at Raw Instinct, I encourage you to, instead of going to these places, I want you to create your own place. I want you to establish your own kingdom, so people will come visit you. Women will naturally want to visit because they would want to have the chance to be a queen, as all women see themselves as queens. And I want you to have your harem of women. I want you to build out your authority and leverage it into a lifestyle of your choosing. Be seen as a king, become a king, and live life on easy mode.
What's that? And these men are from Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. These are the type of men who often want more power, more control, more dominance,
and it's all about power and control and dominance, because that is the only true game that the world elites are playing, right? And they tell you to become pious, they tell you to be humble, that money does not make you happy, that you shouldn't flaunt your wealth, you shouldn't attain wealth, people with money are evil. The reason that most money people with money are evil is because the evil people are telling you to do that so that you don't make any money, right? They are the cause of your downfall. Here at Raw Instinct, I am trying to change it. I'm trying to send out a bat signal. I am recruiting people. I am spreading the message that it should be you who is in charge, not all these fake elites, fake gurus, fake world leaders who do not have the best interest of mankind at their heart. It should be good people like you, good people like me, who should be ruling in their stead. And here at Raw Instinct, we are building alliances. We are congregating. We are building the Royal Alliance of Kings, building nations, building the Amicis, right? A group of people who are truly good friends, who you can rely on each other, who will always have your back, who you can truly trust. Okay, most people cannot trust their friends. Most of the people that you are friends with do not have your best interest. Okay, any given moment they will be ready to sell you down the river, just as the elites are. Therefore, you need to get a new set of friends. You need to be around people who think like you, who are like-minded, who you can fully trust. And that is what I'm building here at Raw Instinct. Because it should be us who have all the power, influence, because it can only be us who have the best interest of the people in the world.
Willing to pay to feel it. There's also websites that these brokers or assistants can go to in order to find who they're looking for. Tag the Sponsor was a very popular one, and the screenshots leaked from there, which gave us clues as to what really goes on at these parties. One of the websites that got screenshot and posted all over the internet, that was a site that people were able to find messages on and able to figure out exactly how these assistants or these brokers are talking. It doesn't even stop there. Once these people get to the events, they make them sign NDAs. I wonder why. There were models and people who attended the party who were showing receipts where they was getting money between $40,000 and $100,000 to go. And it was always posed as private dinners with these rich men. But once they got there, that dark reality set in, baby. Oh, it set in. They were expecting.
You have to realize that nothing is for free, that these elites are selling you a lie, that they are selling you false hope. And in exchange, they will be mistreating you, abusing you, and making you do things that against your will behind closed doors, right? When we are currently finding ourselves in a situation where the elites are selling us on AI, the elites are selling us on 15-minute cities, the elites are selling us on digital surveillance, 24-hour surveillance for your health and safety, for your best interest. However, that is not what the elites really have in plan for us. What they want is total control. locking us up into plugging us into the metaverse, straight into the internet. So you are 24 hours a day constantly being brainwashed by the brain rot content provided by these platforms. And they want to do that to weaken your resolve, to have you stripped of any hope or faith, beliefs that you have in the system. They want you confused, they want you dumbed down, so that when they bring in their new regime, when they bring in their new religion where they pray to the AI gods, that you are easily subdued, that you will easily accept the narrative. And when you have no money, when you have no jobs left because AI will be replacing that, then you will be on your knees screaming for help, hoping that the elites give you some sort of UBI, universal basic income. They will give you some sort of tax benefit in order for you to carry on living your lousy existence. However, I saw this, what is happening. I am seeing what is currently at play, and I refuse to lay down. I refuse to give up. I want to challenge you, and I want to fight the current system, which is why I have here created Royal Instinct, to bring about our own royal divinity, to bring about that instinct inside of everybody who sees themselves as a king. If you believe that you should be living a better life, if there is more to life, if there is something that you want to change, that something isn't quite right in the reality that we are living now, you need to do something about it. And this is the moment where you get to get up, get off the fence. You become the hero in your own life. You become the hero in your own movie. Okay, you become the person that people congregate around, that people see as a king. And I want you to become the leader that the world needs.
To perform activities with animals, feces, urine, and the list continues. Now, it started overseas, especially like UAE.
Guys, the video is so nice that I cannot stop crying. Thank you, God. Thank you for all this. Like, wow.
Now, you can see, obviously, that this is a fake social media post. This influencer's crying because of the amazing view Dubai has provided. I have never cried at a view, and I imagine you have neither as well, right? And what you even looking at, okay, right? You're looking at the world's tallest building. You are looking at the sun setting. There is one tree in the background, a lamppost here on the left, and 4 or 5 other smaller buildings next to the Burj Khalifa. Is that a cause for you to cry? Is that the cause for you to be hysteric? No, this is obviously a paid ad. People are paying these influencers in order to portray a image that they want the world to see. And I do not want you to buy into that. I want you to make your own decisions based off of your own judgment. Do not buy into the propaganda that people are selling. Become free of it. Become a free thinker. Think for yourself and escape tyranny.
How can such a thing exist?
I mean, doesn't that make you just fucking cringe when she's crying like that? Let's go back a little bit. Hang on.
Like, wow. How can such a thing exist?
Wow, how can such a thing exist? I mean, maybe that's great acting. I don't know. I think it is complete bullshit. I think it's complete lies. Layla Afshankar, she is being paid from Dubai Insider to make this crappy ad.
And you still be complaining about other people.
What does that even mean? Wow, the view is so amazing and you're still complaining about other people. What does that even mean?
Then it got into Europe,
What does that mean? And you're still complaining about other people. Look how amazing the Burj Khalifa is, right? You might be getting fucked by the government. You might be getting straight, literally gang raped up your ass. Okay, you are being bled dry for your taxes, for your money, for your resources, for your time, for your effort. The world is trying to confuse you, but look how great the Burj Khalifa is, right? How can you still be complaining about all these good people at the top, all the elites? You should give all your money to them. You should give all your attention to them, and you should allow them to make decisions on your behalf, because the Burj Khalifa is fucking amazing. Okay.
Would start hitting social media. That's when the US girls start to learn about it. They say over in Canada, it's normal. If you meet a girl who got all her expenses paid and she live in a high rise in a certain part of the city, they already know what she doing. Hell, in Kansas City, they say if you stay around 2 lights, 3 lights, like in those buildings, then you got a Chiefs player who probably put you up or some type of athlete. That's why I had to move from downtown because I was like, no. Okay, I am not that girl. Now, once the influencers started to flex them
100% she is that girl as well. She is ready to sell herself for any NBA player, for anyone who's willing to pay. The reason she's probably not is she's probably too old right now. She's being phased out, so she is not getting those offers anymore.
luxury cars and them trips overseas, everybody start wondering what y'all doing. The soft life luxury trend led to what they really doing. That led to the Dubai porta potty.
Have any of you been to Dubai?
Never to the Middle East.
That's for prostitutes.
That's good.
I was about to say that
That's
sounds
a
like a
good thing.
code for
That's where prostitutes go. Even other women know, right? Like, why would someone go to Dubai? Yeah, it's to whore yourself out in order to get some luxury bag, in order to party on a yacht, to get a fee. I've met a couple girls who I spoke to. They were in the late 20s, early 30s, and they've been on these yachts. It is a fucked up situation. Instead of fishing around in the market where you are exposed to women who do such things, create your own kingdom where you get to invite only the woman that you want. Make the rules, make the game yourself. Don't get these leftover people who God knows what they've been exposed to. God knows what traumas they had. Imagine like the love of your life, the love of your life. You marry her, you make someone your wife, and then you found out that 6 years ago she was being shat on. She was being thrown around in a room in a mansion with horse shit, with piss. I mean, how would you ever look at that person again?
That for prostitution?
Nobody say yes.
Natalie
But
Nunn?
Nicolette, have you had offers
No.
for Dubai?
No.
Because we've heard not about you, just we've heard stories of.
So have I, but no, I have not.
Okay.
Not yet, at least.
All right.
Would you be willing to go?
10K. 100.
For what?
Let's say
10K.
this sultan is like, yo, come out here for 50K. We've got a bunch of dudes that are going to give you a golden shower. Would you be down?
What?
No.
250K golden
disgusting.
shower.
It have to be at least
That's
a
a lot
million.
of
No,
peeing.
I do a golden
Like, it has to be at least 1 million. Like, the thing is, like, when the money is actually put in front of you, a lot of these people will do it for less money. They'll probably do it for 100K. They are willing to sell their souls. Do not buy into the propaganda these people are selling you.
shower for 500K.
Okay.
There you go. She has set a price. So now you have a place to negotiate from, right? So she is willing to do a golden shower for 500K, right? The other girl next to her was saying 1 million. So at least this one is half price. Okay. 100% she'll do it for 100K, right? All you gotta do is she goes, I want 500K for it for a golden shower, and then you just offer back with, I'll give you 10K, and she'll be like, no, I'll do it for 400, I'll give you 20. No, I'll do it for 300, I'll give you 50. Right, and then basically you whittle down to where you offer her 100K, probably 80, right? And you make her sign NDA, and then she's in a room getting gangbanged, getting fucking shat on, getting golden showered.
Dubai.
Classy lady.
All right.
The danger with Dubai is they got a bad history of taking people, doing what they will with them, and
Yeah, that is the problem. Like, if you're out in there, you have to play by their rules, and they do not fuck around. Okay, like, I know somebody who is like a friend of a friend who is out there in Dubai, and they got a life sentence because they were smuggling illegal substances into Dubai, and Dubai do not fuck around with that sort of shit. They do not fuck around with prostitution as well, but I think they kind of turn a blind eye. A lot of the time, what our stories I've heard is these women will get paid in cash. These women will get paid in luxury goods, and a lot of the time, if you have cash on you as you're leaving the country, they will confiscate that. So a lot of these women are putting in the work, they are doing the deeds, they are getting paid for it, but then they'll have someone on the inside there stopping those women as they're leaving and getting that money back. So in essence, that they're getting degraded for fucking free, because there is the loophole that they have built in the system.
Then saying, oh, they self-exited. Oh, they self-harmed. Oh, they got into a wreck and we don't know what the wreck was about. Real bad habit. And there was a case, this young lady named Maria. So Maria was a 20-year-old Ukrainian model. She had the perfect Bratz doll face. She had the body language that said, you know what's going on. And she was an OF creator. She went missing for 10 days. She was found on the side of the road and she had multiple injuries, including a fractured jaw, spine, and multiple limbs were broken. Maria.
So this person for 10 days went missing in a country where you have no authority in, right? So she went missing. God knows what the fuck they did to her for 10 days, right? And then, you know, they abused the shit out of her and then just left her at the side of the road to die. And then somebody picked her up and then she was brought to the hospital. I mean, that's the fucked up situation you find yourself in these countries.
Has undergone multiple surgeries. And from what I'm still seeing,
and you have to realize this, like, you know, like to tie this back into the Jeffrey Epstein case at the moment, it's like, the elites, the people in charge, the people with power and money and influence, they see anyone below them as non-human, right? They don't see you as a human. They don't see you as people. They see you as things to be used for their pleasure, for their entertainment, and then they'll discard you like a piece of shit at the bottom of their shoe, like rubbish, like trash, you know, without a second thought. Okay. And a lot of time they have so much power, they have so much influence, they have so much money that they can pay people off, they can hide the evidence, and it's all just swept under the carpet for nobody to find out. And when people question it, you know, a lot of time the people investigating cases like that, they get you know, self-deleted, right? I remember, like, there's a book called The Franklin Scandal, which investigates basically the Franklin Credit Union scandal, where they were trafficking underage kids, where they were using them to bribe politicians. And one of the lead investigators at the time, you know, he took a private plane to DC to, I believe, to testify at the court case when this brought before the Senate or Congress. And on the journey there, you know, the engine of the plane happened to just explode, right? So he ended up, you know, dying under dubious circumstances because they did not want him to bring his evidence to the forefront, to Congress, to the Senate, and that is how, you know, that is how the world works. Okay. And, you know, you can't be naive. You have to understand how the game is played, what the rules are. And if you are like me, find it is absolutely disgusting, then, you know, the only thing you can do is refuse to play, right? But if you do refuse to play, like, where do you go? What can you do? You, at that stage, all you can do is go away, and you have to create your own game. You have to create your own system. You have to create your own nation where you get to live in, where you get to thrive under, where you get to play life on your rules, which is what I want from you, which is what I am creating here at Raw Instinct. I want you to have freedom. I want you to have autonomy over your own life. And the person who has most autonomy of their life is a king, which is why we aspire to be kings, which is why we are becoming kings, and we are building kingdoms, okay, where we will be safe from these evil people, from these evil systems in place. And when the coming doom comes, when the coming wars comes, we'll be safe behind our kingdom walls, behind our castle walls. And I want you to join me. This is why, you know, I'm looking for 100 people to join me, people who are intelligent, people who have passion in life for something, people who know that they should do something better, that there is something great for them left to do in the world. However, they just don't have the drive. You know, they might be filled with self-doubt that is stopping them. And here at Raw Instinct, I am bringing about an end to self-doubt, because once you remove self-doubt and fear, you are free to express yourself. You are free to become who you truly are. You are able to then shine out your personal charisma. You are able to express yourself in the exact way that you see fit. And therefore, because we have these powers, we will be able to establish ourselves as kings. We do it here by being in your life purpose, by bringing about your expertise in life, whatever you find interesting. and we become subject matter experts. And once we are seen as subject matter experts, we are naturally going to be the points of authority. Many people will be lining up to know what our opinions are. We will be telling them how to live life because we will have the best ideas, because people admire people who are in their life purpose. And that is where I want you to be at. And when you are in that place, who would you want to be friends with? It will be the other kings here at Raw Instinct, because if you are a king, wouldn't you want to be friends with other kings? Nobody else will be able to relate to you, and because we are building the Amichis, we will have each other's backs. We will be loyal to one another. People that you can truly rely on, people that you can truly build with. We are the new world order. We will be taking over, and we will be the de facto rulers of the world.
She still can't speak. Her family thinks she's possibly a victim of sex trafficking and got involved in that scheme. But Dubai police are saying no, she fell at a construction site. That's how she got all messed up like.
So what is an OF creator doing at a construction site? I mean, they will tell you lies. They will try to gaslight you. They will try to make you believe into their narrative. And if you don't buy it, well, you're too stupid to understand. You have no choice. You have to be able to have some autonomy in life. You have to be able to have some power in life. And I am here to encourage you to take back your power, to take back control of the narrative, and to bring forth something new, something better for the world.
I hope and pray that Maria is okay and that more women learn about her story to avoid those types of situations. There also was a Twitter thread that went viral about porta potty situations. I'm going to read this with all the voices. My ex-friend was a Dubai porta potty, but that's a story for another day. Not gonna hold y'all long, but she used the money to buy her man a car for his birthday, and he left her when he found out what she done. He still drive the car though. White bitches have 0.0004 morals, I swear. Okay. So a while back when I was in Costa Rica.
It's not a race thing, by the way. It's like, I think one of the biggest escorting scams in Dubai was this, I believe she was Nigerian or Ghanaian woman. So, it is women from all countries. I know Indian women, actresses from Bollywood, up and coming models from India are being sold, trafficked all over Dubai. It is from all across the world: Brazil, Eastern Europe, Russia. Don't think it is just one type of woman. It is all women. They are all ready to sell themselves. Let's jump into this other video I wanted to discuss, where this girl is discussing how women are selling themselves.
To the girls. Something strange. Let's play a little spot the difference. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? These are all girls. All females. Nothing has changed in our biology as far as I'm aware, and yet females as a whole are mutating. Not that long ago, this was the average woman. When she presented herself to the outside world, she ensured that she was fully clothed, modestly dressed, flattering makeup. Self-respect was the currency of the time. And this was considered overtly sexy. And yet, she's still fully clothed. Rather demure by our current day standards, not a hint of butt cheek or fanny flap in sight. And now, this is what we're expected to think is normal for our
Yeah, we have slowly as a society been desensitized, where from the point where Marilyn Monroe was seen as a sex symbol, where what she was doing was seen as being scandalous. However, now that is accepted as being tame. That is accepted as being literally just nothing, really. Because if you go on Twitter, if you go on Instagram, if you go on all these platforms, what the women are doing now is out of control. You have ass cheeks and tits and nipples flying everywhere. I mean, it's great, I guess, if you're a guy, but it really does degrade the moral fabric at that point, right? It's like, if you literally, if you go to the gym and you see what some of these women are wearing, like you can literally see every fucking crevice of their ass. Their whole ass crack is on display, their cleavage is on display, and a lot of the time, as a guy, you're just there to fucking work out. And if you see a pair of tits, you're going to look at a pair of tits, right? If you see a nice ass, you're going to look at the ass, especially if they're literally wearing skin tight lycra straight up their ass crack. Even like, you're not even looking in a perverted way. You're just looking in like, what the fuck are you wearing? Like in a confused way. But that's where, when you are at the gym, I encourage you to just stick to your workout become a king first, build your kingdom, be seen as somebody who is of importance, and then naturally all these women who are selling themselves will try to sell themselves to you. I want you to have the buyer seller dynamic where you are the buyer, not trying to run around like a pickup artist, not try to run around like a headless chicken trying to gain the attention of these women. Be a king, see yourself as a king, and naturally you will have the best dating life.
Girls. Boobs out, bums out, wearing less clothes than some people's dogs, who, by the way, are already wearing fur coats. The dogs are more modest than us. And I'm genuinely sat here asking the question, how do we go from this to this in just a few short decades? Where did it all go so wrong or so right, depending on your perspective? Where once
Yeah, I mean, this is like, it's not even like a guy hating. This is a woman calling out for how it really is. Okay, she is explaining, she's wondering where society went wrong, because you have to understand is most women are actually probably too nervous to show themselves online in that way. Most women who don't show themselves are self-conscious, right? And probably wouldn't partake in that type of behavior. However, a lot of the time now, if you are not on social media, if you don't have a social media presence, you kind of feel invisible, because we don't live in the real world anymore. We live in the country which is called the internet, and that is how you communicate to the world. That is how you show off to the world. That is how you signal to the world. Okay, and here at Raw Instinct, we understand that, which is why we are also using these services, which is why we are also using this technology in order to be seen as somebody online, in order for us to build our kingdoms online. But we are using the first mover advantage because we are basing our nations and kingdoms in a way where we attract the best and smartest and brightest people in the world. We do not attract these low degenerates, low thinking idiots that the masses go for. We are doing it in a better way. We are looking for the people who maybe they wouldn't feel comfortable on camera, going online, talking about themselves. However, a king has to be the person who goes forward, takes that first step, takes that risk, is fearless, and brings back the gold for everyone to enjoy, for people to feel safe. And that is what we're doing here at Raw Instinct. If you want to be a part of that, if you want help with that, I can definitely help you. Reach out to me and let's see if we can work together.
girls were encouraged to be pious and self-respecting, and even showing your ankles was risque. We're now being encouraged to degrade ourselves, do anything and everything in order to appeal to the male gaze. And nothing is too far and nothing is off limits.
I'm trying to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in 24 hours.
What was once
Like, I mean, you probably know who she is. If you don't, count yourself lucky, right? But she is Lily Phillips, and the other one's called Bonnie Blue, who are literally selling their pussies. They are selling their souls for their OnlyFans content to make money, to live a life of luxury, because and gain attention online. Okay, they see any attention as good attention. They do not care about their reputations. They are literally, making a spectacle of themselves. But because they are being paid well, because they receive online attention, they are seen by the world, right? And most people at the moment, there is a loneliness epidemic, there is a global health crisis, there is a crisis of depression, where people are more isolated and lonely. And a lot of the time, they do not feel seen. And why do they not feel seen, even if they have friends, even if they have families, even if they know people? Is because part of our brain now lives online, right? And the online world is part of our real world. Okay, your brain can't distinguish between digital and real life. So because now your global perspective is so huge, because you only know a few people of the 10 billion people that you are connected to in the world, it is not enough for you. You feel like you are vulnerable, that you are irrelevant. And I'm here to tell you that, yeah, you have to do something about it. And the best thing that you can do is to establish a kingdom where you are a presence online, where you build your nation online, where you build a sanctuary online, your castle online, and people see you and worship you as a king online. Okay, don't just become a social media influencer, don't just become a content creator, become somebody who is a point of authority, who is well respected. And naturally, once you establish a kingdom and are seen as a king, all the things in your life will fall into place. You will have all the money, you will have all the friends, you will have the best social life, you'll be living a life of luxury, and naturally all these women will be lining up to date you.
Seen as humiliating and a lack of self-respect is now seen as normal. From pop stars twerking on stage and prancing around in loincloths and unitards like it's their collective uniform, to the hordes of women joining OnlyFans in the hope of making it big, the girls are selling themselves. And we need to ask, why? How have we, as powerful women with brains and beauty and the ability to literally create brand new human beings from scratch without even technically knowing how to do it, being demoted to little more than props for men? I have spent an obscenely long time researching and working on this video, and I create it knowing full well that the YouTube overlords will not like it, will likely wipe it from your algorithm like it never existed. So please, in the limited time that this video is live, watch it, like it, before the YouTube gods take it down. Does this give anyone else a strange feeling? Like something really weird is happening to the female population, and it's not a good weird. Like,
the female body, female sexuality, female nature, if a woman is being very feminine, if a woman is being very sexy, it is naturally quite hypnotizing to men, and women are using that hypnosis in order for them to gain control over men and allow them to part ways from their wallets, which is why OnlyFans has taken off. However, with anything, slowly as AI is getting better, in the future, not too distant future, you're going to have a lot of men using AI technology in order to them to plant a female avatar, an attractive female avatar over themselves with a feminine voice, in order for them to use it as webcams, as OnlyFans content, in order to gain money and trick them to paying into it. Which is why I encourage you to not take part in any OnlyFans shit, in any pornography, especially if you have to fucking pay for it. Like, come on, guys, like, use the free shit, and if that doesn't do anything for you, then you need to really kick that addiction, kick that problem, because you need to be spending your time, your resources on building a kingdom while you still can. Okay, because the plan that the elites have for you, they want you locked down, they want you to be depressed inside your house, they do not want you to win, they don't want you to succeed. Okay, because in the background, then they will be calling these women, flying them out to Dubai and taking a big fat shit on them. Okay, let's jump into this other video I wanted to show you about. I believe it's Troy Francis, a pickup artist, and him discussing the current state of men's dating.
Point. We see that. We understand what is happening. We get the fact that the dating apps don't want us to meet that special person. We get the fact that the culture does not incentivize long-term partnerships. We understand that approaching, meeting people in real life has become old-fashioned and thought of as weird and thought of as this thing that people
Yeah, I mean, if you are somebody who approaches it in real life, most people, most younger women, just see it as a weird thing anymore, right? Like the last generation of women who were really part of like a society where they were approached in real life, like those women are about 40 years old now. Okay, so anyone under the age of 40 just doesn't remember a world where they were approached on the road anymore. Maybe the women who are now over the age of 30, they might remember a time when they used to get approached via like in bars and clubs and stuff. But now even people don't even go to bars and clubs anymore. Okay, that is a distant memory. I'm somebody who used to be part of the pickup community, somebody who used to approach women. I've approached about over 4,000 women live in real life, and I can tell you that it is a huge waste of time, because the amount of resources and effort it takes, you're better off just building a kingdom, getting your money up, and women will be lining up to take part in your life. Okay, like Elon Musk doesn't need to cold approach, right? Like, women are choosing to be with him. They are sending the signal for them to be chosen by him, and that is the situation I want you to be in.
Shouldn't be doing. We get all of that. We understand it. We accept where we are with this stuff, and all of us know this, right? All of us understand this stuff. What we then choose to do about it is the important thing, because there are people who take a very doomer view of all of this stuff. There are people who look at everything that's happening around them, and unfortunately, particularly younger people, if you're a bit...
Yeah, many people are looking at the current situation. Many people are seeing their current situation, and they are losing hope, because what is the hope, right? If we're all moving towards an age on the internet where people don't really partake in life in reality, in real life, then people will be left behind, and they will feel small. They will feel like there is nobody that understands them. But you have to be you have to have that, strong frame of mind that you need to get better, that you need to do something about your life. You need to take that call to adventure and really do something about it, because if you don't, nobody's going to come and fix it for you. It has to be the decision that you make from within. And if you do want to make it, here at Raw Instinct, we are coming together to help each other to reach the promised land.
Older like me, then you don't have to do this. If you're younger, you don't have to do this. But there is a contingent of younger people who look at everything that's happening around them. They look at the dating marketplace. They look beyond that. They look at the opportunities to get on the housing ladder, right? They look at the opportunities to buy a home. They look at the job market.
Yeah, a big thing is that the failings of the dating market come from the fact that the financial living crisis that's going on, the cost of living, the access to resources, the access to jobs for you to actually make money, to actually make yourself successful, those are diminishing as well, right? It's too expensive. There are no opportunities for you to make money, for you to be a provider, because most women now have good jobs too, right? So then what else can you bring to the table if you're not making more money than she is, right? You have to make so much money that she doesn't have to work, right? Otherwise, she might as well be by herself, because she can provide that lifestyle for herself and then have nobody telling her what to do, right? Here at Raw Instinct, we are building kingdoms, we are building castles, we are building private islands, we're buying private islands for us to escape to. And when shit hits the fan, when the world goes to shit, people will be queuing up, people would want to be a part of our kingdoms. And then you'll be the person in charge, and that is what most people need. They need somebody, a point of authority, telling them what to do. And the people at the top right now, they do not have the best interest of us. They want us to fail and be depressed, and therefore it is your destiny and your duty to do better, to come up with something new. And I want you to help me do that, to accomplish that, and together we will win.
How the job market is being squeezed. They look at inflation, how everything's becoming so much more expensive, how your paycheck, if you're lucky enough to get one, is being squeezed on a monthly basis because the prices of everything...
Yeah, I mean, if all that shit's happening to you, how can you not become a doomer, right? Like, there is no hope for you. There is no chance for you to get out. And at this stage, this is when, like, the people come along promising you to, join Hustlers University or shit like that. And then they'll teach you, give you some false sense of promise. But, it has to come from within. The only person who can truly tell you how to live and have the best intentions for you is yourself, okay? Which is why here at Raw Instinct, I encourage you to create your own power, to create something from scratch, to create something new, something unique, to bring about creative ideas by being in your life purpose. And that is something that no course can cover for you. That is something that you have to bring about from yourself. It has to be a personal choice. But here at Raw Instinct, I am gathering the people who are like-minded together so that we can at least build alongside each other, fight side by side, and then when the time comes, when the Great War starts, when the wars come, we are going to protect ourselves and fight side by side, and make sure that we win.
Going up, they look at all of this, and we say this is no good. This isn't working anymore.
Yeah, it's not working anymore. And that is from the mouth of a pickup artist who is in the dating market, who is cold approaching women. And he's feeling the squeeze. He is seeing the reality of it. But let's jump back in the porta potty situation. And then you have to realize is like these women, like, you know, they don't need a man if he doesn't provide enough, because they are being flown out to these places, promised falsehoods, and being abused, used and abused, and they'd rather be used and abused by an elite for money than hang around with somebody who is unambitious, who has nothing going on for himself. And that's the reality of the current situation that we find ourselves in.
These white girls who basically were traveling the world. They were fucking wild, but yeah. So this one girl, she's a flight attendant. Let's call her Kate. So Kate was constantly hyping me up about traveling. So one night after the club, we're on the beach with the surf boys. The fuck
traveling today is code word for selling pussy, basically. Like, it is literally code word for escorting. Like, you know, I predict like the big thing in the last 5 years was OnlyFans. The next thing will be literally straight up escorting, where most women will be selling their bios in their Instagram posts to gain access to their pussies.
Stories I could tell about these surf boys, and we're telling wild stories. Kate goes, well, I have the wildest. Bitch, nothing prepared me for that fucking roller coaster Kate took us on. So Kate proceeded to tell us that there's this underworld of sex traveling. I don't know this at all, where if you're lucky, some rich guy will invite you on an all expense paid trip just to say he can.
And you have to realize this, like, a lot of women will do this fucked up shit, and then they'll brag to each other, like, look how much of a slag I was, like, look how much of a slut I was. Like, it becomes a thing that they are measuring themselves at, like, look how nasty I have been in my life.
Sometimes full-on sex is involved, sometimes not so much. She said she was on a private flight from Canada to France, and one of the dudes took a liking to her and invited her to Dubai right there on the spot. She had to be careful taking his info because she could lose her job for fraternizing, but they exchanged numbers anyway. She said he took her out a couple of times in France and it was nice. He was the perfect gentleman, opening doors, paying for experiences, etc. She said he kissed him and he was taken aback like he wasn't expecting that. She thought he would cancel the trip, but he didn't. Mind you, this man is super cute, supposedly. So anyways, she's into him too. Anyway, D-Day rolls around. She's boarding her flight in Canada and he's boarding in LA, so they're meeting in Dubai. She told her boyfriend she had a small gig over there and he was like, no problem. She said he set her up in an amazing room with a view and they met up later after they both got some rest. They did dinner, he took her back to the hotel and left. And she's wondering, what the fuck is wrong with this man? If only she knew. So the next morning he texts her and says, get ready, dress classy, you have an hour. Cool. She gets ready and a car picks her up. It's a long ass ride, but oh well. When she finally gets there, it's a beautiful mansion with no neighbors for literal miles. She walks in and it's a bunch of older dudes milling about with each other and girls her age. She's starting to get the idea. It's a bunny ranch. She still doesn't see an issue. Her host greets her and introduces her around a bit, then asks her to go enjoy herself. She's talking with the girls and some are really nice, but a few of them are really nervous. And she just chalks it up to them being newbies.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they make it out like it is just normal escorting, normal pay for play. However, you're about to find out what really happened.
They were not. She said she noticed the men weren't drinking even though there was alcohol everywhere. Most of them were having coffee. At some point in the evening, they all sit down to dinner and she said she'd never eaten that good before. After dinner,
So they'll power you with a natural laxative like coffee, fill you up, fill your belly up with good, delicious, rich food. And let's see what will happen
They played games and everyone slowly drifted off to bed. She tried to follow her host, but he said no. Her room was on the other side of the mansion. Weird. So she passes out and at about 2:30 a.m. there's a soft knock on the door. One of the attendants has come to get her for the games. Games? At 2:30? She puts on some sweats and went. She said where there had been furniture just hours before, the whole place was empty except for buckets and sex toys. The other girls were standing around too. Some were confused, but the nervous girls were shaking now. mouth. And men came in and the girls were instructed to strip. Hesitantly, they all did. She said she watched in horror as the jovial fat German man walked over to a bucket, dropped his pants, and took a shit standing over it. He pulled.
And that is when reality hits the fan, when shit literally hits the fan, okay? That you were there coaxed to be used and abused, to be degraded, all for some money.
His pants up and walked over to one of the girls and hand fed her his shit, like dipped his hand in the bucket and scooped shit into this girl's mouth. He looked at her expectantly and she started chewing. Take a pause.
That's gross, man. That is fucking disgusting, man. That is so nasty.
Pause. Take a pause. Whew.
Imagine someone just shoving shit in someone's mouth and they start chewing. That is fucking disgusting, man.
So at this point, Kate is fixing to leave and her host lets her know she is stuck there. There are no cars, no one from my.
Yeah, they do it like basically that doesn't happen in Dubai or whatever, right? They fly you into Dubai and then they'll take you out into the desert, right? Away from everything. So then you can't escape.
Miles, and they took her phone. He tells her if she wanted to opt out, she'd have to find her own way out and miss out on the money. Money? What money? He proceeded to explain the game. As he does, she looks around. The men are smiling and the girls, well, they're calculating how much they can take. 50,000. Last the weekend and you get 50,000 each. At this point, the girl chewing starts gagging. The man with the bucket holds it out and she pukes into it. He grins wide. He sidesteps to the next girl, silently challenging her. Tears in her eyes. She opens her mouth. I'm just gonna list off some of the things she said she did and or witnessed. One girl had the contents of the bucket stuffed up her. Kate ate a solid piece of licking up shit. There was human centipede actions. All while actual sex and partner swapping was taking place. Mind you, she said the men pop laxatives like Molly all weekend.
Yeah, they're trying to get more shit out of themselves so that they can further degrade these women. I mean, yeah, it is just absolutely nasty. It is absolutely vile.
And so they had a free flow of shit. The entire weekend they had to sleep in the filth. And she said she thought the only reason out and were allowed to clean up and leave, they got nothing. She said on the final night, they were allowed to be sprayed down with the rest of the filth and retired to their rooms. The next morning, they were summoned to breakfast and the men ate and drank and joked like nothing happened all weekend. Each girl collected their cash and she said while she was getting into her car, this sick man, her host, had the audacity to say, hope to see you at the next one. She said when she got back to Canada, she took a work sabbatical and underwent.
Yeah, a lot of the time, like, you know, these people, they think, you know, for a weekend's worth of work, yeah, it was worth it, right? Like you get a whole year's salary for just a weekend's worth of work.
Intense therapy because the sight of anything brown and creamy triggered her. She didn't tell her boyfriend about it until a year later, and he promised.
Yeah, and this person was in a fucking relationship. You have to understand this. Like, you know, for money, people are literally willing to sell their souls. They're willing to do anything for it. Let's jump back into this other video.
Slippery slope, and if we don't hit the pause button pretty damn soon.
Yeah, like these TikTok videos are literal advertisements, right? They are advertising themselves for future Dubai trips, so in order that they can be part of the shit show, the porta potties.
We're gonna hit the bottom with a crash. Now, I'm not conservative. One look at my Instagram will tell you that much. I love feeling sexy.
Let's see what happens if she was to be offered 100K for a weekend in Dubai.
I wear whatever I want, I do whatever I want. I am all for female empowerment, but this is not feeling like female empowerment to me. This feels like female enslavement, where once it was the women.
And that is how people get enslaved. It is via financial transactions. It is via financial money exchanges. Okay, people are selling their souls. People are selling. You know, people were wage slaves. Right? They were called wage slaves because they were tied to the desk. They were tied to the job in order to gain a salary, in order for them to pay for their life. But in essence, you know, because you could get a lot more for your money, it was seen as a fair trade-off. Okay, but now with inflation, with the finances out of control, and you know, not for you, even with a job and good money, you can still not partake in the dating market. Many people are losing hope. Many people are losing faith in the current system, and it is leading to the currently societal collapse.
and who were living a life of poverty, who were forced to sell themselves, dress in rags that barely preserved their modesty, or do things that they would never willingly choose to do in order to stay alive. Sex work was usually an act of desperation. Sell yourself or die. Now, it's not just the girls who are struggling financially who are being forced to sell their bodies. It's starting at the top. The women who
and it is the
earn more in
Kardashians
one day than
who really push this new agenda, this new lifestyle. You know, like, how did the Kardashians even get famous? It's because Kim was, she sold her sex tape. In essence, she became somebody who is seen as a sex worker, and she was able to leverage that and build her empire around it.
most of their fellow females will see in a lifetime. Successful women who, by all accounts, shouldn't ever feel the necessity to sell themselves in exchange for money are in actual fact doing just that. The commodification of girls' bodies isn't starting at the bottom, it's starting at the top. Look at the musical icons of our current generation. Girls like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Miley Cyrus, Ariana Grande all started out their careers squeaky clean. Some were Disney stars, some were focusing on their acting and dancing, writing sweet songs about the boy next door or having fun with their friends. In theory, this kind of music should be a hit with the girls, right? I mean, we all have friends, we've all been in love, we can relate. Throw in some catchy tunes and some duplicable dance moves. It's a recipe for success.
Yes! I mean, no!
Sure, they all started like this and then realized they were getting precisely nowhere with that approach. So what happens? These girls fell further and further into the seedy depths of the music industry and became what you see now. Manufactured, highly sexualized pop stars that are more like strippers than musicians.
Yeah, and it used to be only the people within Hollywood, the people within the music industry, in the modeling agencies and industry who were exposed to this. But now it is becoming more widespread. It is easier for the people to recruit other females. It is easier for you to gain access to it, for women to gain access to it. And they can do it independently. It is seen as easy money. It is seen as an easy way for them to make a quick buck, and it is causing all these problems that you are seeing in society right now. And it is also being driven by the people at the top, the elites, who want to keep you small and to keep you lonely.
If I seem bothered, it's because I am. I am not nonchalant.
Let's jump back into the PUA video.
Contract, the social contract that we once had, that we believed that we had, that we naively maybe believed that was in place, is no longer in place. The contingent of guys who go down the doomer route look at this stuff and they say, you know what, I'm out. You know what, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm going to go over there.
Yeah, how can you see all this shit, right? If you see all these women going to Dubai to be shat on, all these women selling themselves online for clicks and likes, for subscriptions to OnlyFans, and then they expect you to date these type of women, most men are like giving up in that sense. They are feeling that it is not worth it anymore, and they end up becoming doomers, black pillars, people who are seen as incels on the fringes of society. And that is what I do not want this for humanity. I do not want this for you. If you are somebody who is falling into a place like that, a place of doom, I want you to realize that greater doom is coming. A big war is coming. A big change will be happening. We are on the precipice of a great financial crisis. We are getting ready for a new change in the world order. But before that happens, you have an opportunity to become a king, to become a subject matter expert. Prepare yourself and shelter yourself in your own private island, in your own castle, in your own kingdom. So when the doom comes, you are ready for it. You are waiting to not get sucked into the problems of the future. Prepare yourself now and live like a king forever.
And I'm going to sit on the sidelines. And that's very sad, because actually it's not necessary. Because the rest of us, the guys who accept the fact that, yeah, this is all a bit screwed up, but also search for solutions, the rest of us are actually having a pretty good time, even in spite of the difficulties. Because what we've understood And what we can see is that there is no narrative anymore. All right, there is no grand overarching narrative that knits everything together anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, there is no more meaning in society, which is why many people are becoming doomers and black pillars and losing faith in the system, right? You have to be the driver of your own narrative. You have to be the driver of your own fate and destiny. You have to take back control. You have to be somebody who is in charge of your own freedom. Do not live life like the elites want you to live. Live life on easy mode. Become a king yourself.
It's dead, all right? We live in a world where major geopolitical decisions and actions are released over social media in the form of memes. We live in meme worlds. We live in the world of reels and YouTube shorts and TikToks. This is literally what our existence on this planet has now come down to.
Yeah, the reality being curated for you by the algorithms, the world that you're being shown via your phone, via the internet, it is a rage bait society that they are trying to create. They're trying to keep your cortisol levels up. They are trying to keep you stressed out, in a state of anxiousness, in a state of fear, with no hope, with nowhere to go, with no security, no friends, no family, no life, no dating life, no future. And they're trying to keep you poor. Okay, they're trying to keep you poor spiritually and financially. And if you realize what is happening to you, and you want to do something about it, the only thing that is left for you to do is to not play the game anymore, to not partake, to start something new, something fresh, something that the world truly needs. It is the point in the film, it is the point in the life where you decide whether you go on the hero's journey, whether you decide to be the hero that the world needs, or that you remain the same, that you stay small, be a NPC, a background character, and allow the elites to win and lord over you while they play the Hunger Games, shit all over you. You think Dubai is going to be the first place and only place that they start shitting on people? It is going to happen everywhere. They are going to love shitting on you, because once AI takes over, once AI robots are in place and there are no jobs left, it will be only you that they can shit on, right? Because shitting in the toilet isn't good enough anymore. But that is it. Okay, if you don't want to be shat on, if you don't want to be shat on by society, by the elites, then you need to reach out to me. Let's join together. Let's start something new. Let's start something fresh. Let's become the creators and curators of our own destiny. Let's become kings and build our kingdoms. Reach out to me. Let me know what you think. And that is it.